Okay, what we're going to have a do now is have a go at foreshortening. Now we're going to have a go at drawing this picture. Foreshortening is perspective, but you know, with organic things. So we're using a body. As you can see here, the foot is like the width of that pencil, but the head is only that small. So, and what you can do is get things larger as they come towards you. I'm going to have a go at that. Now, to start with, I thought I'd look some things up. So I got this off of Pinterest. I tried to find out where it was from, but I couldn't. All those images sort of get lost who they belong to. So I was thinking of drawing some objects, and of course that was where I was going to use a ruler, but this without a ruler. And again, this one, that's a nice little mangled figure where the foot's really large. And that's another example where you can see the size of the foot up to the person. That's a lovely example of perspective. But this is a beautiful example of foreshortening, where you can see the hand there and the hand in the distance. As it gets closer to you, it gets bigger. Now this is going to be a little bit more difficult than when we drew with a ruler, because the ruler is sort of, you know, you can have the measurements and you could sort of plan out your drawing, but this one you're going to actually have a go at drawing. So freehand. What I'm going to do is just imagine that angle across there to start with. So that's where the foot's going to sit, and then I'm going to pull that round, and the toe's going to be, it's going to come up, and the toe's going to be about there, and there's a triangle there, you can see. So I'm going to get that triangle for the foot, and then that's going to sweep up, and that's the calf muscle, and then the knee is going to go down there, and the ankle's going to go around there. Now the idea, what you're going to do when you start drawing this is think, well, the calf muscle is going to be a lot bigger than the foot, so you're going to draw that bigger, but because it's going away, you've got to fight it, and it's got to go smaller. So thumb's going to come around about there, and there's going to be a foot stuck out there. I might draw that in later as I measure it up from the other side. So just from there, the knee comes in with the other leg. That other leg's tucked in, and I could draw like a horizontal line, but I know that goes up slightly, so I'm just going to tilt it up a little bit to get the shoulder in, and the shoulder comes sort of in line with the knee, and then that arm comes down. And life drawing is a bit of a skill as well, so to not manage to pull this off that well isn't the end of the world. It's just a matter of practice. You know, to get good at something, you've got to do it more than once. And then that egg shape for the head, and then we know the eyes for drawing portraits are going to be halfway down. If we could go at that, the person could be asleep, and then the nose, and then the lips going to be halfway down again, and the lip, and then you half it for the nose. So it's like drawing a head. You could turn it up the other way up and draw the head. And if you're drawing a girl, then you can cover up the ear. Save your trouble. Right, so that's going to be the face, and then you've got some fingers there. We don't want to concentrate on those too much, but the little one tucks in there. You have some fingernails there, and you have some creases actually. Right, so I've got that laid out. Now there is one thing that I can see the perspective, which is in the objects. Right, there's an angle there, so that is going to be the angle of the bed she's laid on. So, and the mattress, and you could see that even though these are sort of almost like a landscape behind, that line goes off, that line goes off, and it creates a perspective as well. So a linear perspective there, but, and that's going to be smaller, go up there. Now, one secret with drawing in perspective is to get the, if you're doing shading, is have harsher shading or more contrast the closer things are to you than if they're further away. So this is another thing that I've hinted on before, but so there's an inset there on the foot for the ball of the foot, and so that's going to be quite harsh and hard because it's closer to you. And if you get light and dark things closer to you, so on this picture, if I get a light area and a dark area, that light area and the dark area next to it with the contrast makes it project out at you. Whereas if the things in the background are slightly, you know, more grey, then those things tend to recede. End up getting dirty fingers. And then, you know, you can highlight things then with a rubber. And that rubber then creates like a sort of a low contrast in the background, and that makes the things actually recede into the picture. Doing that there, it's, and then to help get that idea that something's further away. And here, you know, the toe on this picture, I notice the toe is a lot lighter there against a dark background. This is sort of the same tone all over, but that's a way to get your picture looking more like the actual foot is projecting out at you. Now that's not going to be easy to do. I'm going to put this picture on a link underneath, so if you wanted to print off this picture and work from it, although you can just freeze the video and then just look at the picture. And what I would be thinking of is that line there goes to the corner, then there's a triangle, the leg, fight the fact that it gets smaller because it's going further away. You know, don't try to do it larger because that's how you remember a leg. And then try to get everything, the objects, for going further away, smaller as they go further away. So as you can see there, the head is 3 centimeters, but the foot there is 9 centimeters, or 14 centimeters, 4 centimeters. That is what I wanted to achieve with the foreshortening, showing that even in an organic object like a person, things get smaller as they go further away.